this is the third time we've done something called the Mayor's Business Award. You might remember we honored Local 7, I think it was their 7th anniversary. We honored the Kofer family and their business on their 100th anniversary. We really looked for someone who's having a significant anniversary, some business who's been here for a very long time, made significant contributions to the community, some threshold. We have a lot of great businesses in Tucker, but this is one to call out those who, by virtue of longevity or contribution or maybe something special happened during the course of the year, we want to call out for some special attention. And so this year we're honoring FODAC, who I'm going to tell you a little bit about. Their folks are here, and I'm going to move over here and introduce Chris Brand, who runs the operation, tell you a little bit about them and make a presentation. FODAC is an acronym, stands for Friends of Disabled Adults and Children. They kind of got their start, how long has it been now? 34 years ago, helping to get wheelchairs specifically. It grew into some other things, but wheelchairs for people who had them. Maybe they were spares, maybe they were broken and someone didn't want to repair it but instead got a new one. Linking those kinds of devices up with people who needed them. For a whole lot of reasons that I want to tell you a little bit about why someone might need that. In the best case, they're incredibly expensive for anybody, with or without insurance, all of those things. But that was kind of where they got their start. They call it durable medical equipment now because they've gone into some other things. They've also gone into some other ways of serving. And so not only do they put together people who need devices like that, equipment like that, but over time, they've also gotten into, because they've become so well known around the region, the Southeast, really nationally and even internationally now, they get called on for all kinds of things that you might not think about. For example, when there's a hurricane somewhere like Puerto Rico or New Orleans, and we have evacuees come to Atlanta, those people include people who need durable medical equipment, and they may have had to leave their home either destroyed or in a hurry, couldn't bring those things. And so often FODAC is called on to help meet the needs of people in those kinds of situations who have come to the Atlanta area. But beyond that, they also send things to ravaged areas from whether natural causes or otherwise, to Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. They've been recognized by governments in all those places for their great efforts to help. In this year, with COVID, they've been called on again, and particularly in some special ways, because again, we have people moving around, isolated, can't get to what they need, can't get the things they need delivered. It's difficult things that most of us don't have to think about, but FODAC does. And they've responded in a ton of ways. Over the last 34 years, they figure they've given at least $250 million of equipment to people who just needed it. Chris tells me, maybe the government's not listening here, but he tells me that even FEMA calls on Chris's organization because Chris is able and has access to things that even FEMA doesn't have. And so FODAC is a unique sort of nexus of business and philanthropy and volunteer work, all those things together. They're funded by gifts, by contributions from people, but also by running a store where you can give goods that they can resell. So they operate a business, but they operate this philanthropy, this very specialized sort of medical equipment provision. Just a very cool thing. So I'm gonna, let me introduce Chris Brand, who's are you the Chief Executive Officer?
Yes,
Chris
CEO,
runs the place,
right.
He's the CEO. Let him say a couple of words, and he has several members of his team here who'd like to be introduced as well.
Yeah, that'd be great. Absolutely. Well, we're so grateful and honored to be here and receive this acknowledgement. It is super special to us out of all the wonderful people and businesses in the city. And so this really means a lot to us this year, Frank. And I'm super proud of our team who really could have dialed it in. We're a nonprofit. We could have just stayed home for a couple months. But there was a core group of people who did not go away, and everyone came in on work days to sort through a lot of international medical equipment that was going overseas It was perfect for COVID relief, you know, N95 masks, thousands. We called out of hundreds of pallets that would have just been excess equipment going overseas, and got those delivered immediately to the hospitals and to GEMA, Georgia Emergency Management Agency. They called on us at the same time FEMA was, and we said, well, FEMA, you're gonna have to wait. We gotta serve our backyard first. You know, we didn't tell them that, but that was what we did. We said we're gonna serve Georgia first because the need's everywhere. This is a unique disaster, and so we had almost $1 million we called out of equipment that was going overseas. You know, oxygen concentrators, we had nebulizers, we had all kinds of respiratory equipment. And we pulled that out of that pipeline and gave it to GEMA, who just loaded out, you know, huge amount of the best we could give them, hospital beds, pallets and pallets of medical supplies. And then we had right behind that another 24 pallets go to the Virgin Islands for opening field hospitals to help with COVID. So we are definitely in a, you know, a lopsided, you know, typically we're doing home medical equipment in disasters all around the country, and then we help with a little bit of respiratory equipment, but this was a completely flip-flop. And the PPE that we were able to leverage, and then FEMA started sending us thousands of masks and thousands of gowns that we could then offer to our local community, home health care agencies here in Atlanta, all over the state, long-term care facilities we have a network with, and we were able to get them shipped all over Georgia and Florida. So we're really honored to be able to serve in that unique way in our backyard first, and then beyond. But yeah, we're just honored to be here, and you know, our mission is to serve local first, and then regionally, and then nationally. So we're always working locally first, and we want you to know that you can always call on us for the city. And I think the residents know that we had almost $500,000 worth of retail value distributed last year, even during COVID shutdown, to individuals here in the zip codes here of Tucker we identified. So that's a huge impact. It's usually more because of the value of these power chairs, these Hoyer lifts, the hospital beds, that we're just matching up to people who need them.
Terrific. Well, tell us who you have with you.
Absolutely.
You want to bring them up?
We've got some special guests. Yes, we have our Director of Operations, Sandra Guthrie, who is making it happen in that warehouse, and our whole team. And we have Lori Ann Kimbrell, and she is our Director of Development and helping us connect partnerships and funding around everywhere around the country and here. And then Scott Schwartz, our board chair, and his family over here. We have Eva and Liz, and we're super proud of our team, and we could not have a better team at the helm right now. It's fantastic.
Let me give you the big photo op and just say on behalf of the city, we're grateful for your service to us, but we're grateful that you're a part of our community. We're proud to be able to say we're in your home.
Yeah,
So
we'll have to get closer here.